We have another member of the We Empower You community back again. And as Mia Tepper likes to say, our membership is a perfect blend between altruism and business. And so I think this is a great time to bring her up to the stage. So let me share a little bit about Mia, because she's got this illustrious background that you're going to want to hear more about. Mia is excited to actually be transitioning to a career making financial concepts fun. And she's easy to understand and applicable to all of your needs. Her consulting practice utilizes her 30 years of experience running a small business as COO in the healthcare industry, helping families and small businesses understand how to create, manifest, and protect their wealth is her passion. This dynamic, seasoned executive understands that it takes to start at the entry level in a company and work your way up to the C-suite. After obtaining her MBA from UCLA Anderson in her then newly appointed role as the COO, Ms. Tepper was tasked with negotiating contracts with billion-dollar laboratories and helped guide the company in obtaining top-notch regulatory licenses according to tough laboratory industry standards. Her hobbies include writing her parenting book, Parenting Pressures and Pleasures, 20 tips for each stage in your child's life, and traveling, which she's just finished a bunch of traveling this season, and being with her family, following her robust and daily fitness is another big thing for her. Welcome, Mia. It's so great to have you back in the United States.
Thank you so much, Bettina. And I really want to say just thank you for having me here today again, being on stage. I love being a part of this group, and happy birthday. I think you're going to hear that 100 times today, and you should, because you deserve a happy birthday. Well, everyone, I'm so honored to be here. And my name is Mia Tepper, as you just heard. And today we're going to talk about 4 things in terms of increasing your wealth and your abundance and how to manifest it. So I'm going to start with something simple. What is this? This is an 8, right? And that's today's date. But what happens if you do this? Do you know what this is? This is infinity. And that's what I want you to think about. Going from an 8 to an infinity, do you know what that takes? That's called a paradigm shift. 100 years ago, in 1922, Thomas Kuhn came up with this idea of a paradigm shift. And a paradigm shift is what happens when you change the way you're thinking about something and you change the way you look at it to get a new desired outcome. Well, as Bettina mentioned, a lot of pivots have happened last year. I've had a pivot over the last couple of years, transitioning from my 30-year career, and it's been wonderful, transitioning from helping patients to now helping people. And there were just too many times that I heard patients that were affected by cancer tell me that they had to claim bankruptcy because they had an adverse life event that they didn't die from, but they lived through. So I want to talk about a couple of ways that you can make sure to protect yourself and your family. So I don't know how many of you are parents out there, but we're going to start with the parenting part. I have written a book. It's Parenting Pressures and Pleasures, 20 tips for every stage in your child's life. And the idea is to try to help people have a more joyous life, more fulfilling role in their parenting. Because I've heard too many times and seen on Facebook where people say, Mommy locked herself in the bathroom with a glass of wine because she needed a timeout. I can't tell you how many times I saw that, but it actually broke my heart. I'm a mom of 4, and I've loved parenting. Yes, it's difficult. It has its challenges. It has its ups and downs. But what happens is if you can't make this joyous during the process, both for yourself and your children, it's not going to be a very rewarding journey. And I don't think that's why God gave us the ability to have children. I think he wanted this to be joyous and rewarding. So in my book, I hope that you will, excuse me, look at the tips depending on the age of your child, or maybe you're a teacher, or maybe you're aunt and uncle and you're helping raise or grandchildren. And I want to hopefully help you with some tips that will just make the process a little bit easier. And we will put that in the chat. My information is there. And here's just a quick shot of the cover of the book. Thank you, Bettina, for sharing that and bringing that up. And then we can go back to face. And in this book, I really do hope that it will help you to give you some joy and have a paradigm shift when those times are difficult and you're pulling your hair out. I hope that these tips will help you to make it more fun and see the lighter side of it. The other thing is that when you have joy in your life and your mission and your passion align, when it goes like this and you have heart-centered work, that's where you're going to find the most fulfillment in your life. And again, it's about having that paradigm shift, right? It's creating abundance. And how do you create abundance? Is finding that joy and finding that alignment of your passion and what you do for your work and in your family life. So I'm on round 2 for that, for me, for my work. And what I'm helping people do now is help to protect the wealth that you've all worked so hard to create. And what if you don't have a life event? If you're one of the lucky ones, and maybe you're just living a really long life, the question is, are you going to outlive your retirement? Is your 401k becoming a 201k of 2008? As you saw in Rita Bakutsi's presentation, and by the way, we are business partners and we met on here. So I just want to give a shout out to Rita and Bettina because this group brought us together. And we're business partners and we help people not only create the wealth, but protect it. And we have so many products that are available for you that we want to give you a private consultation on and show you how you can do this through many amazing products. So we're not going to get into that today, but please do reach out to me or Rita or both of us and schedule a 30-minute consultation with us so we can share how you can create that wealth or preserve or protect it. Finally, the thing I want to talk about is creating your legacy. A lot of people create legacy through things like their art, through writing a book. And you'll hear from Patrick Snow later. And this is one of his things that he taught me, is that you create your legacy through writing your book. And I believe that's Abraham Lincoln who taught him that. Patrick, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. But it is important to leave a legacy for your family. But how you choose to do that is really up to you. And are you going to leave it through a piece of work or through art or maybe financial? It's up to you. So please reach out to us. I will give you my personal cell. It's on here in the Zoom. It's 310-560-2786. I hope we'll have it in the chat for you. You can email me if you're ready to get started on your life and creating that abundance, both in your wealth and your health and your perseverance. Thanks again for having me on, Bettina.
Well, I am like a proud mama every time you talk, Mia, because you love this membership and we love you and having you as a part of our membership. And the fact that you and Rita became business partners as a result, Lee and I became business partners as a result here. So many people are experiencing great joy. And it's that togetherness that we talk about that is like the number one thing that people say about the We Empower You membership, regardless of all the benefits. And there are plenty of those. In fact, you have completely nailed it. Thank you very, very much for joining us here today. And you gave me minutes time back so we can get back caught up. And thank you for that.